Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar. This is the third webinar in our Build Your Brand webinar series. Today, we're going to be talking about brand identity. My name is Jess Larkin, and I am the Marketing Communication Specialist at Cornerstone. My information and Marilyn's is going to show up on the screen right here. So if you'd like to get in contact with us at Marketing Communications, we can help you flesh out ideas for refreshing your brand. So today we're going to be diving deep into the importance of your brand identity. Brand identity is more than just your logo and the colors you use. Your business brand and your personal brand communicate your personality and shape your client's view of who you are. Creating a strong brand identity can set you apart from your competitors and can directly impact your profitability by creating trust in your relationships with your clientele. So focusing on your marketing efforts and your vision can just be as valuable as the product that you're selling. So you want to take some time to evaluate exactly who your customer is, what your value is, and how you communicate that value. And a good place to start is online. There are a number of advantages to diving into the digital space, which is social media, blogging, email marketing, digital content creation in general. And these outlets over the past several years have taken the marketing world by storm. Why? Because they work. Digital content enables you to reach audiences like you never have before. According to Ryan Hanley, who is the author of Content Warfare, which is one of my favorite digital content books, it's very well written. I encourage you to check it out. The goal of content marketing is to create, publish, and distribute media content to acquire targeted, profitable customers and repeat buyers. So websites that outline your business's strengths and values are particularly adept at generating leads. So your business's website. The more that you focus on it, the more likely a potential client is to stumble upon your business while doing a Google search. You want your prospects to be able to just Google your name and find your business or a way to contact you. That's one of the strengths of having an online presence like a website. There's also a lot of chatter about social media these days. I know that I've done a lot of work recently to put out white papers and webinars about social media. And the strength of this medium is that it allows you to establish a more personal relationship with your current clientele and prospects. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and other social media channels are your best bet for communicating directly with your customers in more of an informal way. This is how you establish personal relationships. And we'll speak more to this medium in just a little bit. And the third, but certainly not last, advantage of digital presence is attribution modeling, which is basically the process of understanding and assigning credit to marketing channels that eventually lead to conversions. And what that basically means is, how did your customer find you online, and what steps did they take to get in contact with you? So did they find you on your webpage and then they clicked on Contact Me button, which generated an email to you? Or how are they finding you and how are they getting your information? These are all things that you can figure out through having an online presence. Now, to make that online presence work for you, you have to establish a cohesive brand for your business. And a cohesive brand is important for a number of different reasons, like recognition. You want customers to be able to recognize your brand with consistent colors, consistent typefaces, and a consistent voice. When a customer sees a brand that is consistently reflected across all marketing from a specific company, they tend to trust that brand a little bit more. I mean, you can think of Apple or Coke or something very similar that has a brand that you trust. Just like first impressions are important for meeting a client, your first impression with your marketing is just as important. You want to dress up your marketing and put on your best face for your clients. Your brand is a reflection of your business. Is your current branding structure communicating the professionalism and the trust that you want for your clients and your prospects? Studies show that it takes as little as 1/10 of a second for us to formulate a first impression. You can have solid, gripping content and you could be, the smartest person in the industry, but it doesn't mean much if you don't have the design and consistent brand to back it. Your brand will help you communicate your value and your expertise in that crucial 1/10 of a second, enticing your prospects to learn more about you. So you want to give your prospects and your clients a good look at who you are, what your company's values are, and what they can expect when they work with you from that very first look. And creating and maintaining your brand does not have to be complicated. One of the easier ways that I like to go about it is by discussing the 4Vs framework, which is a simplistic, high-level framework that helps you outline your business's worth. The 4Vs cover your vision, your voice, your value, and your visuals, and we'll go through each of these separately. Your vision is simply who you are and who your customer is. So define your customer and define your business. Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? Or how about your next 10 years? If you don't know what your vision is, it's going to be difficult to explain your value to your customers. I've created a fake brand here that we can take a look at. It's called Flanagan Senior Insurance Solutions, totally fake brand. And we will discuss throughout the presentation how we can take this company to the next level with branding in just a moment, but we'll come back to that. The next V is value, and this is simply the value that you give to your customers. Why should they support you, and why should they give you your business? This is where you explore what differentiates your business from the competition. What do you offer that other agencies do not? To determine this, you want to anticipate your customer's motivation. So you can consider what is called the cost versus benefits solution, which basically means, do the benefits of working with you outweigh the costs? A great way to simplify that value and organize it into a very well-structured marketing tactic is by creating a value proposition, which is a very clear, specific, and concise phrase, subheadline, or image video that explains who you are. This should be very quick to read and should leave a lasting effect on your clients. You only have that 1/10 of a second, remember, to impress your prospects. So what do you want them to know about your business in that 1/10 of a second? That's what your value prop helps you communicate. I've created a simple value prop for Flanagan's, making insurance simple, the professionals you need to help navigate your insurance option. This is simple, it's concise, and it's very easy to remember. Call the professionals at Flanagan's and they'll make the complicated world of insurance very simple for you. It's very clear. Your voice is also important for communicating your brand to your customers. So how do you communicate with your customers, and how do you establish trust with your target audience? One great way to get started is with email marketing, which if you've been with us for the last couple of Build Your Brand webinars, we actually discussed a little bit about email marketing with Hank Hoffmeyer from iContact. If you missed those webinars, just go to the Cornerstone YouTube page, and both of the webinars are located there, and you can kind of get a deeper look into email marketing. But for now, we're going to just briefly talk about the advantages of it. So email marketing is easy, it's effective, and it's inexpensive. A study found that 85% of US retailers consider email marketing one of the most effective customer acquisition tactics. One of the most valuable aspects of this marketing is that it's measurable. You can determine the success of your email marketing campaign just by tracking the number of clicks, opens, and unsubscribes from the email that you received. If you're interested in getting started with email marketing, Hank Hoffmeyer is going to be joining us again on August 16th, and he's going to be doing a live demo of iContact. So if you are ready to start from the ground up with email marketing, make sure that you check that out. If you want to sign up for that, just go ahead and contact me. My information will be at the end of the presentation, and you can just send me an email and I will send over a link. Blogs are also an effective way to generate leads and interest, but what is a blog? This is something that people are talking about all over right now, and some people just don't know what it is. It's a regularly updated website or web page, typically run by an individual, that's written in an informal or conversational style. And according to HubSpot, companies that have a blog have 55% more website visitors, and B2C companies that blog get 88% more leads a month than those that don't. An easy and effective way to maintain a blog is by adding an RSS feed to your website. I know a lot of people are concerned about doing a blog because it could take some extra time, and that's true. So the easiest way to get around that is by putting an RSS feed on your website. And basically that just adds, it updates your blog, your news page with content from certain sites like Kaiser or Medicare.gov, and it'll automatically populate with whatever is on their site at the time. Social media, as we discussed before, is another great way to connect with your customers. If you're interested in learning more about the value of social media, send me a quick email after this webinar, and I will forward my recent white paper that I wrote about it. Social media enables you to fully engage with your community. The most effective platforms in the insurance industry are Facebook and LinkedIn, but don't let that stop you from going on Twitter and YouTube, because a lot of other agencies have had success there as well. It's important to note that social media, above all else, is not a sales tool. This is the network that you can use to establish yourself as an expert in the industry that stays ahead of the game with research on the latest market news. The social media king himself, Mark Zuckerberg, once said, "Nothing influences people more than a recommendation from a trusted friend." Become that trusted friend to your client base. Share industry news on your social media and keep up with the latest trends and include your own 2 cents on each of those. Respond to comments on your posts. Engage with your clients and your community if they comment on your posts. Encourage new and existing clients to follow your social media. Just a small, hey, I'm on LinkedIn, or hey, I'm on Facebook. Go ahead and follow me there, and I'll be able to give you information that way. If you start and be a part of the conversation, you can make a lasting impression on your clientele. Lastly, in the 4 V's framework are visuals. The visuals that you use in your branding, like your logo, your colors, your typeface, they're all important to distinguish your marketing and stand apart from the competition. What about your brand is recognizable? Is it your logo, your tagline? Are you using your visuals to your advantage? On the screen here are 2 very recognizable insurance brands. We all know Allstate's tagline, which is, "Are you in good hands?" And of course, we all listen to the call from Jake from State Farm, who wears khakis. We all remember this. These brands have made a lasting impression on their audience through their visuals and through their voice. So how are you keeping that consistency with your marketing? I've made a few quick visuals for Flanagan's to show you what exactly this can look like. So as you can see, I've used a consistent color scheme, which is the green that you can see in the logo. And my brand's vision is obvious from the headlines of each piece. My letterhead and the business card both look very similar, and everything across the board is recognizable as a Flanagan's piece. So to recap, the 4 V's are going to be your vision, your value, your voice, and your visuals. So you can use these to help you get started with creating your brand in a more simplistic way. I know that creating a brand can seem like a heavy task at first, but by following this very simple formula, it can be a lot easier on you. And after you create your brand, it's not just going to stop there. Brand identity requires consistent auditing. Once you've determined those 4 V's and you've created a brand that works well for your business, you have to consistently audit your marketing and communications tactics. You have to determine what's working and what's not working. And you can do that by analyzing your client's interests. So like I said, with email marketing, that's really a positive way to do digital marketing for you because it's measurable. If you send out an email to your clients, you can track how many of those clients actually opened the email, or how many of them clicked on a link within the email, or how many unsubscribed after you sent over the email. And this can tell you exactly what you need to do to tweak your marketing a little bit so that you get more opens and less unsubscribes. And sometimes that could be as simple as just changing a subject line, or if your brand value is not resonating with people, then maybe it's a good time to rework it and look for something that's going to interest your clients. Another good determination for figuring out if your brand is working, is it reaching your customers? Is it reaching prospects? Are prospects actually getting in contact with you through your contact sheet, or are you getting calls that say, "Hey, I found you on your website"? Those are good determinations of whether or not your brand is working for you. This is going to help you set a baseline that you can use to measure your marketing efforts for the rest of, throughout your business. So the result of that would be, a strong brand identity that always sets you apart. So you're going to have that baseline of exactly what you want your branding to work. And as you move forward and change things and get more things to work, you're going to get better outcomes from that. So if you've done all of that work to create your brand for your business, then we can help you spread the word. Cornerstone has the broker-centric marketing platform, which I know we've talked a lot about in the past, which plays host to a number of different customizable pieces that are compliant and they're attention grabbing. We have a lot of flyers and we have postcards out there. If you are in the senior market, we have what are they called? Business reply mailers from Target leads that you can get at a discount by going through broker-centric. We have a lot of pieces out there that are totally compliant. They were reviewed in-house by a legal counsel, and they're ready for you to use. Most of them, all you have to do is change up colors or put in your name, and it's as simple as that. And you just click download, and they're there for you to use. So if you're interested in that, I encourage you to check it out. We have a page on our website that talks all about broker-centric, and then you can request access for that, or you can email me directly after the webinar and I will set you up. This webinar was a little bit short today, but if you have any questions about building your brand, you can feel free to contact me with any comments or questions, and I'm going to open the floor for a couple minutes for any questions that you might have right now and see if we can answer them. I'm also going to go back to the 4 V's framework because I had some questions about that as well. And if I don't get your question answered today, just let me know and I will send you an email with all the answers that I have. And like I said before, we will be having another webinar next week on August 16th. Hank Hoffmeyer from iContact is going to be doing a demo of the iContact platform. So he'll basically be going ground up, getting started with iContact, using iContact, and doing all of that. So I encourage you to check it out. Like I said before, if you are interested in that, just go ahead and send me an email. I'll click on my email here, and I will send you over the registration link for that. And all of our previous Build Your Brand webinars are located on our Cornerstone YouTube page. So we have Email Marketing 101 and then Email Marketing 201, and those are both available for you to check out. I also have my social media white paper that you are more than welcome to check out. I know it's on the Cornerstone website if you just search social media. And that basically talks about the importance of social media, why you should start with social media, and how you can get started. I also wanted to do a quick note about our the individual corner, which is a webinar presented by Jeff Beglin, who is our in-house individual expert. And he does a webinar almost every week, sometimes with a carrier, sometimes just about a certain topic. I think the next one that's coming up is specifically about Social Security. So check that out. Those are all on the Cornerstone website as well. Okay, it looks like we don't have any questions coming in, but like I said, if you have anything, feel free to email me. I'm more than happy to start up a discussion with you about your brand and help you flush out your own ideas and maybe help you with a couple of marketing pieces. So please contact me today if you have any questions. Thank you for attending this quick little webinar and good luck this enrollment season. Thank you.